Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. Guys, today we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin price action. We're going to look at some current stats as well as some historical data to try to determine, is it over for Bitcoin? Are we headed sub 60K to the bottom of the bear market, or are we going to rally up out of here for a little while? If you find the content useful, go ahead and like and subscribe to the video. Give the channel a thumbs up. Also, I'm trading on KCEX and MEXC. You can follow me there at MEXCtrading.us or KCEXtrading.com, KCEXtrading.com. Links are down below in the description. Also, one more thing before I forget, guys. Huge announcement. You've all seen the P&L cards. We're up over $10,000 in trading in just the last week. There's just one of them. I've shown these every single day, live trades on stream. Join us live every Monday through Friday, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time for live trading and analysis. However, I have just been approved, and if you know anything about it, it is not easy to get approved. You have to be a very profitable trader to get approved by MEXC to be a copy trader. So I am now a copy trader on there. You can sign up to MEXC. I will post a link directly to my copy trading account. It is brand new. They cleared out the account, gave me a brand new account for copy trading. I haven't even done the first trade yet. I'm going to start trading tomorrow if a trade presents itself. I just got this set up. You can follow me, copy my trades. You'll automatically be entered in these trades, and I will manage my trade, and your trade will automatically manage accordingly. So you can share in my same percentage profits, guys. I will put a link directly there in the pinned comments, as well as a link in the description below. So love to have you come copy some trades, be a part of the Anthony Lee Crypto winning crew. Let's dive right into the price action. So looking at Bitcoin here on the daily time frame, you can see we've come up to the top of this ascending channel line, and we have rejected harshly from it. As a matter of fact, we did not take out the previous high here at 74K. We front ran that with a massive daily wick to the downside. Guys, this was a short squeeze up. This was not actual buyers. This was a short squeeze, but it was met with a massive sell wall. So big bearish rejection here. I have an arrow here with a descending line. You can see we created some daily bearish divergence there. In addition, we also have VWAP coming down, money flow thick in the red and curving back to the downside with that bearish divergence. So it is not looking good for the bulls here, guys. That is just on local price action. We have entered back into this range, this local value area range. We have crossed back. In fact, we did not even close outside of it. We closed back inside the range. Just below it, where you can see the daily naked point of control, we have the bad bit value area highs. So that's coming in about 70,250. If we close back in that, guys, we can expect a full rotation of the range, at least the point of control, if not all the way down to the value area low. And I have some trading boxes here. The green box is a potential long box, area of interest for long. I did write in here for my VIP Discord to be careful here, guys. This will be a great area for a liquidity grab and move up. However, you can see we've been able to close candles below this, daily candles below this line at about 65.7-ish. If we close a daily candle below about 65.7, guys, I fully expect a rotation all the way back down to take out this week sub 60K and probably significantly lower, guys. I'd be looking in the area of, oh gosh, really anywhere from 52 to 55K. Of course, there could be stops along the way. You could come down, bounce like this, lose that line, come SFP that, and then back down before you form your bottom and move up and out for the next cycle. But ultimately, we do not believe the bottom is in, and we're about to back that up with lots more data. Let's go on to the next chart. Here we're looking at, we got a couple charts here we're looking at. Let me kind of trim this up a little bit. So here I'm on the Bitcoin price action. I'm on Bitstamp, which has the most price action for all of Bitcoin, the full history of Bitcoin. And you can see historically, whenever we're headed lower, you form these bottoms, these series of higher lows, and then you fall off. You see higher low, fall off, higher lows, fall off. It's not until you start forming lower lows where you can create those good macro, again, this is the weekly time frame, macro bullish divergences that you can move up and out. See, lower lows, divergences formed up and out, lower lows, pump, lower lows, pump. All the way up through the bull run. And then when you hit into the bear market, you start creating these series of higher lows and then a dump. Higher lows, dump, higher lows, dump, higher lows, dump. And then you finally get that good bull div with the lower lows so you can pump. And then it's pump, 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 and each of those. Well, we're back here again in this bear trend of higher low, dump, higher low, dump. And again, in the same area, we're creating higher lows. So what do you think is going to happen? This is just the way it goes, dump. And if we're lucky, which I believe we will actually get this, if we come down on the weekly time frame and we dump down quickly here, you could actually form some bullish divergence there. And I'm not saying you rip straight up to new all-time highs here. You'll probably chop around here for, I don't know, 5-6 months before you start winding your way up. But you could at least form a good bottom in this area. So until we start to see something like that, guys, you can just anticipate lower lows, right? We've shown it doesn't mean you can't get some relief bounces here and there along the way. I mean, you can see we get those. These are pretty good bounces, right? Pretty good bounces, right? But I do expect another low because thus far we have not formed any type of divergence here, anything that would suggest we're at the low like here. And you can see in previous cycles, same thing here when you form the low here. We don't have that. We have a series of higher lows, which suggest we're going to come grab that liquidity until we finally form that macro divergence, guys. So we are anticipating lower. How soon are we anticipating lower? That's a great question. Let's go ahead and try to answer that. I am expecting that really, really, really quickly. Let's go over to the 10-day time frame. I want to show you this. Let me turn my moving averages back on. I have the EMAs on, guys. Here we're looking at the 21 EMA, 10-day time frame. 21 EMA is yellow. The 55 is green. And I have the 200 SMA in purple. And you can see here, I am missing my arrows. There we go. You can see here going back to full history of Bitcoin. I mean full history of Bitcoin. Every single time you have gotten the 10-day 21 to cross to 55, you have moved down on the very next 10-day candle. Boom, all the way down. That was your low. That was your bear market low, okay? Right here in 2015. Same thing right here in 2018. You got the cross. Boom, next candle. Move down again, 10-day candle, okay? Let's fast forward to 2022. You got the cross. Next 10-day candle down to the 200 SMA. Now, I acknowledge, I concede, you did technically come and set another lower low by about $1,000 later. However, this was the big FTX scandal. You remember that? Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, did all the shady stuff. He went to prison for it. He dumped a lot of the crypto on the market before he went. The U.S. government confiscated the rest. Just a big scandal, and I believe, I know it happened, and it could happen again. But in my opinion, without this dump, then your new low, for all intents and purposes, your new low is here. Yeah, you set it by about $1,000 here, but you formed the bottom here, okay? And this actually gave you your good divergence that we talked about, which you did not have before, which allowed you to move up and out. So it happened, but the point is on this cross, you've gotten the move down to the 200 SMA each and every time on the next 10-day candle. Now, it doesn't have to always go straight there. If you look back to here in 2018, you got the cross and this purple candle that came down to form your bottom. You actually got to move up about 6.5–7% before the move down. So we're currently under this cross. We just got this cross 3 days ago, 2.5 days ago. We got the cross, so we're on that 10-day candle, and we did get a little bit of move up so far. We got a move up of about, what do you know, about 6%. So right there in line with that. I do expect the rest of this 10-day period to be down only for the most part. Could you come up? Sure. Could this be invalidated? Sure. Thus far, it is a 100% stat. I get there's only 4 iterations, though, and stats and trends are made to be broken, but thus far, it is 100%, and I will go with 100% probability every single time. I see a lot of guys out there will take 50-50 trades like they're going out of style, but you show them 100% stat, and they're like, nah, I don't want that one. I want the 50-50. Drives me crazy, but hey, to each your own, okay? If you like losing money, so be it. Keep taking your 50-50 trades. For me and my crew, we will take the 100% stat. And again, I'll throw these lines back on. You see it, boom, down. Same thing here. We're forming the higher lows. We can expect the move down, and hopefully that'll be the last one, and we can get this good divergence here that'll move us up and out. So that's kind of what we're looking for the 10-day crosses. Also, we have been following this fractal, and I'm not really a fractal guy, but I'm going to show you the fractal nonetheless. We have been following this fractal for probably 2 or 3 months. Since long before we got in this area, this fractal has been on the chart. And it is the fractal from the 2022 cycle. And guys, it is playing out dang near to a T. I'll try to overlay this for you guys, but put it on up there. Now, I acknowledge every candle is not exact percentage for percentage, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be, but the structure of this is exact, guys. I mean, right down to our current price action where we set a high, came up, swoop, did not take the high, and then moved down, right? You can see that. We set a high, came up. We came up a little higher this time, but nonetheless, we did not take the high in either one of these situations and looking for that rotation down. Now, could we take the high with a quick SFP and then down? Sure. We actually did that in January of this year. Almost exact same fractal here. You chop, 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 set a high, swoop down, then take the high and down. And what you did whenever you came and took this high was created daily bearish divergence, right? Okay, and that was what sent you down. You can see the daily bear div there, right? Daily bear div there, boom, boom, that's what sent you down. However, in this latest move, we also created bearish divergence. Had we taken the high, we would have mitigated the bearish divergence. So we maintained a bearish divergence without taking the high. So this could be the move that sends you down. We do not need to come take the high in order to create that. And again, you can see just a huge, I know my chart's getting a little cluttered here with all this stuff. Let me try to clear it out real quick. You can just see the massive sell wall. I mean, just look at this wick. I mean, this is a massive daily wick. Now, there is a wick fill strategy, so it wouldn't surprise me to come see you fill half of this wick, 50% of the wick before moving down. We'll have a little bit of a CME gap somewhere up here too if price does close, not close, but if CME does open and price is somewhere around here, you will have a CME gap up here. And I'm not a big CME gap trader, but I acknowledge they typically get filled pretty quickly. But this is just a massive sell wick with a good harsh rejection from the daily 55. I don't think we take this high at 74K. I do think the rotation down begins. I think it begins probably tomorrow on Sunday, if not Monday at the latest. That is what I'm looking for. Let's go look at one more chart here. Actually, 2 more charts. I'll be quick, though. These are our historical stats, 2018, 2022, and current price action. These are our what I'm calling the final bear leg cross, which is the monthly. I'm on the daily time frame, but the EMAs are set to the monthly. It's the monthly 5 crossing the monthly 13. That has always led to the final bear leg down. In 2018, it took 48 days to reach the bottom. In 2022, it took 40 days. And we are currently on day 53. So we've exceeded that by about a week or so. 2022 was really fast because the time we got the cross to our first bounce was only 3 days there, only 3 days before you get that first bounce near the monthly 55. Whereas this time it took much longer to get to that bounce. It took 17 days. So it took about 2 weeks longer to get to this chop section that we're in, which looks exact to this chop section. So it took about 2 weeks longer. So we did anticipate it taking a week or two longer to actually break down, just simply because of the speed with which you got here. It took 2 weeks longer to even get to this area. So therefore, you would anticipate a few more days getting down to the ultimate low. Final chart I got for you guys. These are historical March stats. I show these every single month. I show them either on the last day or first day of the month, projecting for that current month. I put these on here on March 1st, and this is exactly what we called for. Go back and watch that video on March 1st. If you don't believe me, I've not changed a single thing on here. The start of the green arrows where price action was at the open of March. We called for a move up in the first week to somewhere around this red box. I was anticipating this yellow line. That was my prediction. But historical March data suggested we would come into the red box in the first week of March, and then we would rotate down. Historical percentage to the downside in March would be down to this area between about 56 and 58K. I actually called for lower. My Anthony Lee Crypto Crew target is about 50K-ish, 49 to 52K, so somewhere in here. But I drew my yellow line. I think we exceed this box, and I think we get there pretty quickly in the next week or so. But historically, this is the box we would anticipate. And guys, these monthly stats, I've gone through the entire history of Bitcoin. I've compiled a graph that shows the open, close, wick high, wick low, high date, low date, everything you can think of. And then I go through and average all that out, and I look for a trend. And the trend for March is 100%. Very rarely do you get a 100% stat for Bitcoin for any month in any trend. But 100% of the time, when you open March to the upside, the first week of March to the upside, 100% of the time, you close the month of March negatively. Inversely, 100% of the time, if you open that first week of March to the downside, you have always closed March positively. So again, trends are made to be broken. I don't expect that to be 100% forever. But if you're a betting guy, and I'm betting on a 100% stat until it breaks, okay? So that just adds to the confluence of other historical data and current relevant price action to suggest to me that we should see mostly down only from here on out for the rest of March. So if you found this content useful, go ahead and smash up that like button. Hit us with a comment. Join us in the Discord, AnthonyLeeCrypto.com. I give all of my trade setups, and do not forget, I am now a copy trader on MEXC. I will link a pinned comment and also in the description of the video. So come trade with us there. Join us in the Discord. We would love to have you. I will see you guys next time.